I'm really excited as soon as we get all the logistics over with and we're in the middle of nowhere and you don't have to worry about anything. Well, except for like all the bears and inclement weather. I'm trying to get a hold of the pilot who's gonna fly us out. We got a couple hours to organize our gear.
Before you go on any big trip, especially it's like the unknown. Like I've never been here before. Marcus, you've been here, but I know it's gonna be a good time, and once we get out on the island, I think we're gonna be a lot more relaxed and having a good time, so.
Having been Randy's camera guy in the past made it substantially easier knowing some of what to expect and everything required for the trip. We had to facilitate commercial flights, float plane flights, getting hunting license and locking tags, having a plan for our meat and hide care in the field. There are just a lot of moving parts to make this trip happen.
I'm about to be out there.
Me out?
Yeah. Don't drop anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab
You'll be able to see it on this beach anyways.
Standing on a beach in southeast Alaska, watching a float plane disappear. Eventually the hum of the plane fades away, and it's just the sounds of the wind and the ocean. We're looking out across a calm bay to a snow-capped peak, seeing seals swimming around, a black bear's grazing on a distant beach.
In Alaska, the day you fly, you cannot hunt, which makes sense because we totally saw that bear right as we were flying in, so it's a rule for a good reason, so we gotta wait till tomorrow before we can hunt.
Got the base camp set up. My tent's up there. Time to go get some water.
It's just a crazy feeling to be in this landscape. And it just makes me think, how did we get here? I mean, not like physically get here. I was thinking more along the lines of, how did we get here metaphorically? I think it was a lot of luck that got us here. Mixed in with some hard work for sure. And the excitement about everything that Southeast Alaska has to offer. I think that's what led Randy to tell Michael and myself to apply for permits here. He also agreed to cover the cost of our trip and told us to document the adventure.
I feel like you're just in a different world when you're out here and everything just slows down. Sit out here and relax. Look for bears, float around in our little water toys. I'm excited. There's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of adventure to be had in the next 7 days.
The days are long, but I don't feel the need to wake up early, as the bears often seem to be sleeping in as well. We can just roll out of the tent, throw up a spotting scope, sit on the beach, and glass miles of coastline and see if anything is active.
Gonna load up the pack rafts with fishing stuff, hunting stuff, and go on an adventure. There's a creek way the heck down here. Kind of want to check that out for both bears and fish. And then if we happen to see this guy come back out again, we're probably gonna have to go after him.
This trip is different from the ones I filmed in the past, mostly in the fact that we do not have a motorboat with us. To get us from A to B, we have pack rafts. So if we need to get somewhere, we're paddling a raft. The rafts are surprisingly efficient to get around in. You're not going to get anywhere super quick, but it definitely gets you there. And it also simplifies the complication tides usually bring. Normally, you have to be very attentive to what the tide is doing, making sure that your boat doesn't end up high and dry or way out in the bay.
There's a bear. Right up here.
I only recently started hunting bears. The last couple of years, I hunted for them a few days here and there in Montana, but I never really got too serious about it. It's just not something we did growing up. But the more I learn about them and the more I filmed Randy hunt bears, the more intriguing it's become.
He was right there, right?
Yeah. I don't think we did anything. I think he just went in.
I think that was a good bear. I wanted to get the spotter on it. But it looked pretty big.
Let me see if I can.
Hopefully, yeah. All right, let's go.
Hey, bub.
You think he's just like bowing down on all those little fish?
I think so. I see him like hitting the surface every once in a while.
Bears have been really good at going in the timber right when we roll up. Wait for a little bit maybe, but because then if the tide's up higher too, we can paddle up in there all the way.
Yeah.
That's cool. Pretty nice stick of blacktail. Good growth on him already. It's pretty sweet to see. He's just like freezing. It's like they can't see me. They can't see me. I want to use the cart.
Where's the cart at?
I wanted to cart our bear back. That would have been sweet. Property. That one doesn't look very great.
Did you see a big one?
Saw a real big poop.
Really?
It's kind of cool. I think in high tide we could actually paddle way back to cut off like a mile of the trail and paddle through there too. But the Steelhead Creek in theory is over here. So if we fill our bear tags, we might have to come back. But until then, nothing's like really screaming out. We didn't see any bears. There's some good looking stuff, but I think we can kill a bear close to the boats over there. He's gonna face me. I'm pretty sure it looks large. Looks quite large.
Yeah, I feel like our wind is going like right to him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't think you could, because you're gonna come out too close if you go right there. I think you gotta go across. I feel like that's a shooter though. I just wish that he'd face me more.
Let's just go to that island, dude. Let's just go to the point, see if the wind isn't doing what it is. And if we're there,
You wanna walk over there?
I mean, we gotta get the pack rafts going anyway, so we might as well do that.
While the bears certainly do whatever they want, usually once we see them come out onto the beach, it seems like they hang out for about an hour or two before heading back into the forest. The challenge on this trip, however, is being in the pack raft. It might take us 2 hours to paddle to where we spotted the bear, and by the time we get there, it's too late.
Damn it. I looked just a second ago and he was there. There's the same big boar we saw this morning that we floated past is out again.
wind is awful, but we were so close to shore that I think if we went any further, he would have seen us and spooked. So, not a high probability chance. He's probably gonna smell us, but maybe not. And if he's there, I'm gonna probably shoot him. Looks like a really nice bear. I'm certainly no expert, but it seems like the same bears occupy the same beach or set of beaches day to day. So when we watch one boar disappear into the brush, there's a good chance that that same boar is going to reappear there on that beach later that afternoon or the next day.
I'm sure he smelled us. I'll find another one. I do like that one though. That one's just like really dark black and big. Should we drift her back to camp? We don't have any white caps right a few white caps right now. Not too bad.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Alright.
Big dog gotta eat.
Big dog gotta eat. Let's go get some food.
Glass up a big old brewing from camp.
We never know when the weather can set in and we could be stranded for days, so we're always prepared for the worst. Being in a coastal rainforest, it's most likely gonna rain, and the wind can pick up and make paddling nearly impossible. Hunting with Michael is always a blast. Over the last couple of years, we seem to find ourselves in tough situations a lot. And one thing that we do really well together is power through the tough times, stay positive, and figure out a way to come out successful.
We got two bears, different spots, super far away. Both of them are probably a mile and a half away. And the wind is not in our favor, so probably not gonna go after them tonight, but this one over here looks pretty decent. What a life being a bear, just chilling out there, just freaking eating grass all day.
Michael also just has hilarious takes that I wish I could capture all of them on camera. One of my favorites from the trip is, what if that seal comes up and bites my pack raft?
Floating around in a pack raft in hundreds of feet of water was something I could not get over. I'd look over at Marcus and he'd have the biggest smile on his face and I'd think to myself, what a psycho. Psycho. That's my boy right here. Freaking crazy. Crazy dude. Don't get me wrong, I trusted the gear and I know they're legit. But a big boy like me floating around in a little pack raft had me feeling a little bit uneasy sometimes. You feel so small out there.
Black bears, especially on this island, are pretty much the top of the food chain. There are no brown bears here, so their only predators are themselves, black bear on black bear, and then us, humans. Maybe this is why they're relatively easy to sneak up on. Sure, they can spot you, but they often seem way less concerned than a prey animal like a deer. For the most part, it's the wind we have to worry about. They definitely do not like it when they smell a human. And being that we're on the coast, it basically leaves us with two options for approaching a bear, either the left or the right. So you pick which way the wind's going and plan accordingly.
Yeah, I just hate when they make it to the trees.
I want you exactly where he wants.
Let's give him a little bit. That's the bear. I saw it because it's just jet black and then his ears are on the side. But yeah. When they make it to the trees though, it's just like nerve-wracking.
Hey.
Hey. Hey.
Hey, bear.
Hey, bear. He's dead.
It's a cool bear, man. It's your first bear.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, like, his paws 6 inches across at least. So that, I think that means it, I don't know, this is my first
Who
bear.
cares, you know?
This is my first bear. I'm pumped. This is awesome.
It's not even about, like, for me in this trip,
Oh,
it's
no.
not even about the bears. It's
No.
just about the adventure
Oh,
and
that's
like
100%, dude.
icing on the cake right here.
100%. And like, it's so cool. And just to see where these things live out in here. Ah, what a creature. I'm excited. I haven't experienced a bear for myself. I've eaten other people's bears, but I'm excited to have camp meat too. I brought a thermometer to make sure we don't get trichinosis, but we're gonna grill up some bear meat tonight.
Yeah.
I've become very interested about eating bear meat. Like a lot of wild game, I've heard very mixed reviews, and opinions exist at the far extremes. Everything from it's super fishy tasting and borderline inedible, to people saying that it's their absolute favorite meat.
Gonna skin this bear. Never done it before, so we'll see. But hopefully figure it out.
The state of Alaska actually requires you to salvage the bear hide, and I would want to do this anyway because it's a pretty cool thing to have. But I found it interesting that at certain times of the year, you can legally ditch the meat, but you always have to utilize the hide. Within my personal set of ethics, I'm kind of repulsed by the thought of wasting the meat. That being said, this is the first time that I've ever saved a hide from a game animal. Other hunters are probably disgusted that I usually leave the hide. For me, the more I learn, the more I'm intrigued by utilizing as much of the animal as possible. But at the same time, realizing just because my set of principles differs from someone else's, it doesn't necessarily mean one of us is right or wrong. Bears are known to carry trichinosis, which is a parasite that can be transferred to humans. It won't kill you, but it sounds pretty unpleasant and something that you'll probably have for the rest of your life. So, to mitigate this, the common practice is to cook the meat sufficiently to kill the parasite. I played it safe while we were out in the field and cooked it to 160. Cooking the meat over the fire, while the flavor was good, it dried it out quite a bit, making sure it got to that 160.
The flavor's fine. This is really well done. I mean, which I guess is what we're going for. Bear meat.
What's for dinner?
I slept in today till about, I don't know, till like 10:30. Marcus had to salt his bear for a little bit, and I don't know, there's really no rush. The bears come out all day, and the sun never really goes down, so you can hunt as much or as little as you want. I've never harvested a black bear, and really haven't spent much time even hunting for them. I filmed plenty of them, but I've never been on a legit hunt for myself. However, I did want to make sure that if I did have an opportunity at one, that it was a boar and had a few years of life behind him. We saw a bear over on this side yesterday when we were on the other side taking care of Marcus's bear. So the plan right now is to paddle up this right side shore, kind of see what's going on over there. I'd kind of like to set up on one of those beaches and maybe wait for an hour and see if one comes out. As Marcus and I were paddling to the back of this bay where we had seen a boar a few days earlier, I look over and I see Marcus pointing. Hey, there's a bear over there. I look to my right, and plain as day, there's a nice boar standing right there mowing down grass. Not a care in the world about two humans floating in pack rafts a few hundred yards away.
We're like really close to this bear. It might be gone for all I know, but it's just around the corner, so we're gonna sneak up there. It's not a big one, but I'm not really too picky. a small boar. Not that desperate yet. That's sweet how you can sneak up on him like that. He had no clue for the longest time. We got one in the back of the bay. Can't really tell right now. Like from half a mile away, it looks small, but he could be laying in the grass. The grass is pretty tall. We'll go get up on him and take a look. Gotta get this wind right though. So I'm gonna wait until he gets out further. 160 yards. So those are the kind of shots I'm looking for. I'm just gonna kind of calm down a little bit, and hopefully near the next little bit he'll step out. Stupid trees in the way.
Takes like one step forward.
Yep. Trees in the way, now he's facing us. You ready?
Yep.
Nice job, dude.
We got a long ways to go back, dude.
I know.
This always happens with me and you. It's always when I'm hunting.
Hey. Man, this is great. That's the first bear I've ever shot at, second stock on a bear ever. I don't know where I shot him.
Dude, that's a nice bear.
Yeah, right in the shoulder. I'm sure that first shot was good, and it looked like he was hurting real bad when he got here, like when he was running. But you can't mess around with getting them in there because they can die. You can shoot them good, and all it takes is that 15 seconds of them expiring to go 100 yards into those woods. I'm a big fan of shooting them until they're not moving or until they're down.
Epic day. Epic day.
I mean, it's not over yet, but
Surely won't forget it, ever.
made it back. Two
did.
bears hanging.
We did. It's very relieving to know that we've accomplished a goal. Hang out, and then we'll see where the next couple of days takes us.
can't deny that the real prize here is the experience. To be in a coastal landscape with intact old-growth forests, paddling around in a pack raft, seeing eagles, seals, sea otters, loons, mink, bears, a lot of bears, and big bears, it's truly incredible. Hunting black bears might just become more of a thing for me.
Watching the beaver delicately touch the water surface gave me a feeling of relief that we had finally made it back. Don't get me wrong, I missed the island and we had an amazing time out there. However, there's always some relief when you make it back to civilization to get a warm meal, take a shower, and use an actual toilet. Well, maybe just for me. I know Marcus is probably just waiting to go back.
I do know that so far in my very small sample size of one late spring Southeast Alaska bear, it is very tasty. And also canned meat, while appearance not the greatest, flavor is exceptional. And the best part of cracking open one of these cans is it just brings me back and reminds me of where it came from. And then I can tell stories and annoy people with all my crazy shenanigans from Southeast Alaska.